And that's now 7-2.
Meanwhile, you have Flasher pushing in with the bounce. And we are back live from London. Welcome to the Gfinity 100K. Puckett hanging out with Gunchi and Shane. Fellas, we've seen 3 incredible matches. The best one in the winners bracket about to come up. We're going to see we're going to see Envy facing off against OpTic Gaming. But before the match, we have a very special announcement from our friends over at Sledgehammer. Sledgehammer Games has a special announcement for all the fans of Call of Duty in recognition of OpTic Gaming's gold medal run in Austin at the X Games. Sledgehammers is bringing the OpTic gold character gear to Call of Duty Advanced Warfare on Xbox first, August 10th. That's right. You saw Denial in game after Worlds. Now you can get your OpTic gaming gear. Sledgehammer Games and OpTic Gaming partnered to develop this exclusive gear inspired by the 2015 OpTic jersey. We got some footage. Let's take a look.
Introducing the OpTic Gold character gear set for Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. From everyone at Sledgehammer Games, congratulations again to OpTic Gaming for taking home the gold medal in Austin. To celebrate OpTic's victory, we're introducing an exclusive set of OpTic Gold Elite character gear, including a helmet, loadout, and exo, available only in Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. This Elite character gear set features the team logo and was inspired by the same 2015 Greenwall jerseys that the team wore when they won the gold medal in Austin. The OpTic Gold character gear set will be available via supply drops and advanced supply drops first on Xbox starting August 10th. We have some special giveaways planned over the coming weeks ahead, so keep it locked to Sledgehammer Games and OpTic's social channels for your chance to win the OpTic Gold gear. Thanks so much, and congrats again to the OpTic Gaming team and to everyone in the Greenwall community. We can't wait to see you guys rocking this brand new gear.
Guys, that's pretty badass. I'm not going to lie. How you feel about OpTic Gaming's new gear that you can get in, did I hear supply drops and advanced supply drops? Pretty sweet.
There's a lot of OpTic fans going to be grinding public for the next few weeks. In my opinion, that was long overdue. OpTic have deserved that for quite some time, and not to mention it looks really good too. With Denial having the World Championship one, I'm not entirely sure which one I like more, but the black and green does look really good.
Thoughts, Gunch?
Yeah, I thought that it actually looked amazing. Even though I'm not even an OpTic fan, I love the fact that they're bringing in. I love the fact.
You just made those people angry.
I love the fact that they're bringing in like esports teams and putting skins for them. It's what like Shane. We've been waiting for so long for them to do this, and like now that they've done it, it's like wow. It's like this is what we've been waiting for. So hopefully we see some more progression along these type of skins and stuff like that.
Yeah, like Lightning Pandas will look great.
Lightning Pandas would look incredible. I know I'd be rocking my Lightning Panda gear. No, but honestly, huge shout out to the guys over at Sledgehammer. They've been supporting esports since day one here with Advanced Warfare. Fantastic to see the team's branding into the game so fans at home can attach it to their characters. So guys, make sure you pick that up. Starting August 10th, it's on Xbox first. All you got to do, play the game, get your supply drops on. But our next match is about to kick off. Let's take a look at our two teams, OpTic Gaming and Envy. They're getting ready on the main stage. And fellas, let's start off here with this OpTic Gaming squad. What can you tell me about the 7-time champions here in Advanced Warfare?
They're nearly unbeatable, for me anyway. But FaZe have taken them out recently, but Scump, Formal, Crimsix, and Karma, I said yesterday, most teams have this one player with just the most insane raw talent that gets all the credit. These guys have 4. This is one of the main reasons why they're so hard to play against.
Karma's looking mean these days,
yeah,
man.
He had a haircut. I saw him on Friday. He had a little mop head. He had a haircut, and he was playing great yesterday.
He's looking fierce. I think it's the no hair. It's helping out.
Yeah, I think this team is just like, the roster is insane. You got Crimsix, who Black Ops 2 and Ghost, in my opinion, was the best player on this game. He's not as good, but he doesn't need to be that good because he's got such good teammates around him. Formal, since Ghost, he's just been an insane player, and Scump, he's just consistent across the board. and then Karma can just do crazy things.
This was the all-star lineup that when it was put together, everyone else in the Call of Duty scene kind of shuddered. They're like, oh crap, how do we surmount this? How do we beat this? We saw so many team changes, including Envy's, to try and put together a roster to take down the juggernauts that are OpTic Gaming. Let's take a look at the boys in blue, though. On the other side of the main stage, they haven't dropped a game yet. Looney, JCap, Aqua, and Octane are some fierce competitors. A lot of people are saying that Octane doesn't get the credit he deserves. He's got one of the top battles in the game. I saw him drop 42 kills on Parliament Uplink over at the MLG Pro League. This man can hang with the best. It's going to be exciting to see how he matches up against Formal in that assault rifle role.
I completely agree. I think that's the key matchup. I have no idea why Octane hasn't got so much credit, but like him and Formal's gonna be a key battle, and Aqua too. He's got a 2.0 KD and 2.0 S&D KD, which he averages 17% of the team kills, whereas Scump 2.33 and 29% of the team kills. So he's going to be the guy that gets the first bloods. So he's going to be the key player. You want to take him out first more than anyone.
And what are you looking forward to between this SMG duel, Gunchi?
I'm looking for. I personally feel Scump's a better player, but Aqua, since COD Champs, he's really been that breakthrough player. Before then, not many people heard much about him, but since then, he's really been a player on the literally about to break into the top 10 of some of the great SMG players. So he's an up and coming player, but I think Scump's overall, I think he edges it. You can't bet against Scump.
Aqua's going to have his hands full, I think is the safest way to put that. But he's got Looney to support him. Of course, on the other side, you got Crim6 and Karma. Either of those guys can pull out the subs and run with the best of them. This is going to be an epic matchup. Envy, the underdogs coming in here. I don't think anyone is expecting Envy to come out and blow OpTic Gaming out of the water, but don't think many people would be surprised either if they're able to take it to a Game 5. Shane, if they do want to go the distance, if they want to take down OpTic Gaming, how do you beat them? What's the most important game mode? Is it game 1, 2, 3, 4, 5?
With a team like OpTic, sometimes you just got to accept defeat on Hardpoint. They just have so much slaying power, but I think S&D is going to be really key. Looney, I think he could be the best sniper in the game. I don't know how he does it. He cost us every single league game we played against him just because he got about 14, 15 kills just purely with the sniper. And whereas people don't use the sniper as much anymore, when you know someone's going to do it, you have to change your gameplay completely.
Yeah, I just think OpTic are going to breeze this one. I think I can see a 3-0, to be honest. But
you're going 3-0?
Yeah, I just can't bet against them. They look too strong so far. But Envy are capable of pulling off a few maps, but I just can't see it.
Well, normally I would say Envy is the favorite coming into the uplink, but that map is going to be comeback, and we all know what OpTic can do on that. Honestly, though, I'm sticking with it. I'm saying 3-1 OpTic Gaming. I think Envy does take the uplink. I wouldn't be surprised if they take that search and destroy game 2. Shane, we got Gunch's 3-0. I'm going 3-1. Where are you going?
I'm going to go 3-1, but I think they're going to take the Envy going to take the search and destroy.
Taking the search. All right, guys, there you have it. It's enough from us here at the Top Man Analyst Desk. Let's send it down to our casters. Brycey, take it away.
Thank you very much, Puckett. It is time for one of the most storied matchups in Call of Duty history. It's Envy versus OpTic. Of course, joining me for this one, the ever so suave Mr. X.
Oh, thanks, Bryce. You know, I went to the Top Man thing with you guys the other day.
You look like you'd already been.
Oh, yeah, no, there's no reason to vote for anybody else. But anyway,
no, there isn't, in
great
fairness.
match coming up. OpTic, Envy, like you said, two of the
Yeah.
biggest brands in Call of Duty history. I mean, OpTic Gaming, they go on that long run, right? No phase over the last, 2 months. Been playing lights out, kind of challenging them for the number 1 spot. Probably taking it from them at this moment in time. Now you're going to see Envy. They're the challenger in this one. But they have a very interesting roster. 2 young players with Aqua and Octane. They add those guys as a team. JCap, the veteran. Looney's kind of become the face of Envy over the last, 3 months.
I've always felt this Envious team has been maybe underplayed a little bit. Some people don't rate them as highly.
They're hit or miss.
I think they're going to continue to improve. I think they can continue to get better and better over the next, few tournaments. I think it's a really good roster if they stick.
They're hit or miss. Some games they outslay, and then nobody ends up in the hill, and then they're kind of the communication is all out of whack. Some games they look lights out, like everything's clicking, like they're able to push out those cuts. Like Aqua, the issue I think is Aqua and Looney both like to push out from the hill, and then you have Cap and Octane who really just want to play a little bit with the ARs at a distance and slay, and then you end up with nobody like actually staying in the hill. Yeah. Cap did a good job of it yesterday, though. A game that I casted, JCap was just lights out. SMG, NAR around the hill, doing everything, putting up big numbers in the slaying department. They need him to have a big game here against OpTic.
Yeah, I was actually going to bring up this point here. I mean, you're talking about inconsistency. If you want to be consistent, this is the game to do it in, because this team will not allow any weakness.
You make one mistake against OpTic, you're done.
There's too much strength and depth in OpTic, and it's probably the most talked about thing, within the fact that, maybe a player has a slightly off game, but even that's rare. And then there's 3 others who quite happily just explode.
And speak a little bit about OpTic. Gunch was saying that he didn't think Crim was that good.
Oh,
in this
yeah,
game.
I disagree.
I disagree. I think Formal and Scump are so good that they've gotten a lot of kind of the recognition. But this team, I don't think, works without Crim, just because you need that in-game leader. You need somebody who's gonna kind of tell people where to go, where they need to be, and they don't have to worry about that. And usually that player doesn't put up like good numbers. Like when you're trying to manage everybody else, your stats suffer greatly, and Crim's still able to put up some pretty good numbers while doing that. So you can't really...
Crim is all about the win, and
you can't really put a value to how you kind of equate that, what that takes away. So I think that's kind of where you look at that. And then Karma, he's kind of changing his role. I feel like every team he's been on in Advanced Warfare, he's kind of changed his role.
Yeah.
This team playing a little bit more support. Yesterday he had a great day.
Yeah, I really enjoyed watching Karma yesterday. It's one of those things where we were looking for key players, and they are performing this weekend. Same thing, actually, we were looking at TP and TZM. TP had a great tournament so far. He's been amazing. Yeah. Before we get too far into something else, let's take a look at the maps that we're going to be using in this kind of full best of 5. First up, we're going to have Hardpoint Biolab, Search and Destroy for Detroit, Uplink Comeback, Hardpoint Retreat, and Search and Destroy Solar if we get it all the way to the end.
So this is not a bad draw if you're Envy, outside of the Hardpoint Retreat. And I mean, the S&D Solar OpTic's been pretty good on it throughout the length of Advanced Warfare. I think this first map, it's not a bad draw for Envy. I think this is one that Looney and Aqua, we talked about how they kind of push away from the hill at times. This map is so close quartered, you can't play out of the hill, so to speak, when you're an SMG, right? You just kind of run towards the hill, pick up kills, and then there's really nothing to push out. The map is so small, there's no real advantage for pushing that far away from the hill. So this is one that Envy, their playstyle actually might work in their favor, so to speak.
Well, we're going to go on board with Envy first of all, because they do have the blue spawn, and that will be advantageous going into this first hard point.
Yeah, I mean, the blue spawn, it's huge at this first hill. You're able to just take a ton of time here. Aqua's going to pick up one in the hill. He's going to get challenged. I believe that's Looney in there helping him out. He's going to be able to take out Scump. Kills getting traded all around the hill, and it's OpTic able to get control of this one early. Formal 3-0, start things out, and you like to see that out of him. I mean, when he is on fire, there's really nothing the opposing team can do about it. I think, him and Clay, 2 best ARs in Advanced Warfare. It's kind of like, pick your poison on the day, right? One day Clay is probably a little bit better. One day Formal, I think, is probably a little bit better. But
they both actually recognize that as well. Instead, they go, some of the matches they've played against the guy, whoever gets control will usually end up winning the match, because everything is very, very close.
Yeah, I think the difference between those two is, I would say, Clay, a little bit more experienced in Call of Duty, probably a better S&D player, better in-game leader like shot caller. But I think Formal, a little bit more versatile. We see Clay run the sub on Detroit Hardpoint time to time, but I think Formal probably a better SMG.
Yeah, I would agree with you there. He just seems to have that ridiculous snapshot. I mean, Formal snapshot is, in my opinion, probably the best in the game. And just how much he hits everything he snaps onto.
Yeah, I mean, just a fantastic shot, like you were saying, and it's going to be OpTic in control of the hill. Karma picking up 2 kills in it. Now going to start to push out. He's going to pick up 2 in a row there yet again. So he's going to be 5 and 4 to start things off. Formal 6 and 3, and Scump sitting at 4 and 4. But he is such a competitive player. I mean, a lot of people they know Scump. YouTube, the streaming grind. Yeah. But he is such a competitor. I mean, I was here pretty early. We get here pretty early as casters, and he was here the same time we were, just warming up, getting ready for this matchup. They are coming out looking pretty hot here to start things off. 61-27 in OpTic Gaming's favor, and you see Envy going to give up on Eskies. They're going to rotate towards blue, and this is huge for them. They're going to need to be able to hold this to bring it back to something more manageable. If they let OpTic break them here, it's going to be difficult to come back in this game, right?
Formal really needs to stay alive and wait for his teammates here. Cause a nuisance, but if he stays alive, might be able to do something. Not able to. It's now a hard break for OpTic Gaming. Can they get into it? No. Down they go already. Blue filling up the leaderboard. As you can see, 3 of them are on a streak then. Octane now on a 4 streak. Let's jump on board with him.
Yeah, and he's just going to try and slay out over here on this right-hand side. He's got Formal pushing him. He's pretty weak. It's going to be 2 kills from Karma, 1 from Formal, and they're going to break. And that is not what you needed if you're Envy. Obviously, you wanted to take a majority this time. keep the pressure off you. Now, you know, OpTic, they can go up about probably close to about 100 points here if they're able to hold this. Be 100 to 49, up about 50, but Envy breaks this. And that's would have been a scary situation for Envy, right? To be down about 50 going into green plat, that would have been something that they would definitely not have been able to work out pretty easily.
Well, they've managed to clean it out, and now the rotation is coming in. Scummy will get that first rotation kill as well. It looks like they're going to push through mid here. They want to attack from this area. It was also looking for the cut. They know somebody's coming out of blue, JCap. He's being a bit careful. It looks like Karma may have seen him as well, and is chasing him. Will be taken out by Octane, who pushed behind him. And there we go. Easy break.
For some reason, nobody ever kind of called out JCap or any kind of account. He was behind them. He's able to come behind, pick up some easy kills. Now give his team control of green plat, but still going to be OpTic Gaming in a huge lead. And I feel like Envy, they've done a nice job, you know, pushing these hills, getting control, but it's just been the holds. They haven't really been able to hold these hills, which is quite odd. I mean, you have, you know, Octane's not really struggling. He's -1. You know, JCap, he's even. Aqua's even. You're looking at Looney, 8 and 13. But I think just a hot start from Karma and Formal, really the difference here for OpTic Gaming. And Scum 6 and 13. I mean, he won't finish that bad. You expect Scum to turn it on at some point during this match, and then who knows? Envy, they need to take advantage of that, and that's the hardest part about OpTic, right? Is, you know, the one time you get a bad game out of Scump or Formal, you know, Crim shows up,
18,
Karma
12.
shows up, and it's like you can't take advantage of those situations. But these are the ones of Envy. Like if you get a half out of Scump that's like 8 and 15, 8 and 18, or something like along those lines, you need to kill it. You need to kill them. You need to have a score that is just going to put them away. You can't have a close game or even a game in their favor. So Envy, you know, kind of letting this one slip through the first half, but they still have a chance to come back to this. I mean, they're not down by a lot. They just need to really pick it up in this lane department, put that pressure on, and then just hope Scump doesn't catch heat.
Now, well, jumping back on board with Karma here, and it's all kicking off in the middle of Hardpoint, just trying to grab control of either squad. And Aqua gets a knife. Switches out, manages to stab him, and now they should be able to hold this for a little bit while longer. They will have control. Purple, very important here. Aqua's going to be the one alive. Can he deflect the pressure coming in from OpTic Gaming? Does take down one, looking for the second. Not able to get him as he slips past, and that means his teammates are going to have to deal with it, but it's a little too late as in come OpTic Gaming.
Yeah, Aqua picks up that kill. It's a completely different situation, Brycey. Envy probably holds that the remainder of that time, but still wasn't a ton of time to really worry about. Now, going in the second half of this game, it's going to be Envy down only 11 points. So good first half out of the boys in blue. You got, you know, Aqua and JCap playing well. You know, JCap's had a fantastic weekend thus far. You know, from the first series I saw him, now the start of this one, JCap's definitely come to play. And I don't know if he was the player you were worried about on Envy, like coming into this event. But you know, definitely hasn't been playing up to his own standards. I think he would even say that. But JCap coming out, having a pretty good weekend thus far.
Yeah, he seems to have that little magical moments when he can just be really solid, really consistent for his squad. And it's one of the reasons a lot of people actually like playing with JCap. He's one of those players who just get it done.
I mean, he's a fantastic player, one of the best players in Call of Duty history, right? I mean, known for his great AR play, now kind of switching over, being more of a support role ever since, you know, he was on that great Envy squad at the end of Ghost. So kind of adapted his play. Note he can fit any role on any team. Just such a versatile player. You see a little bit of a dolphin dive coming out of one of the players on OpTic there in the mid-bio area. It's going to be just OpTic extending the lead. Like for as good as we're talking about Envy, right? Like we're talking about Envy, you know, they're staying in this game. I feel like every time we leave a hill, OpTic just extending that lead by a little bit. By a little bit. And then by the time we get the green plat again, you would expect them to be up by like, no, almost 100.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. It just seems they're more consistent on the hills. They're getting 40.
And Scump's heating up. I mean, then an 8 streak just
he's now 20, he's now
annihilating,
22 and 20.
And he was what? He was 8 and 16 at one point, right?
Just completely exploded there. But yeah, OpTic Gaming right now leading by a significant margin. 3 minutes 25 left to go. And this is what we kind of expected. I thought Envy would put up a really good show. To be very solid, very consistent. But if you're going to put money down on it, even in matchups, OpTic have the edge.
Oh, without a doubt. I don't think anyone would say Envy has the edge. But is Envy a team that's capable of beating OpTic Gaming? Absolutely.
Yes.
You know, they just need some things to go in their favor, and they had it in the first half, right? You know, Scum started off slow like we talked about. They were keeping the game close, but they needed to blow them away in the first half. When that's the difference, right? Like, if Looney's having a bad game, OpTic takes advantage of it, and they really punish you. It's like when Scum's having a bad game, you gotta punish OpTic. It's the only way you're gonna win a hardpoint like that.
Yeah, I completely agree. And now Scum's heated up. They're actually having even more problems. It's almost like you took the power from Karma because Karma slowed down massively. He's now 22 and 24. so he's not getting the kills he wanted to either. Still a heartbreak for OpTic Gaming, though. They have to try to get into blue here. A lot of time dripping away. Can they make it? Team kills coming in. Karma gets it, but now they're pushing, and Crim trying to make some work. But no, Looney picks up a 2 piece in there. Octane will get a third. Can Scum make some magic? No, shut down.
So you're starting to see the kill feed dominated by Envy here, Bryce, and it seems like OpTic getting a little bit desperate. Just ram their face in the front of this hardpoint, to be quite frank. I mean, nobody trying to do anything that's teamwork oriented, right? Every time you switch screen, it's one guy trying to take on 3. No, here we go. Formal going one-on-one against 2 players. They're just going to trade this effectively. That's all Envy needs to do here. Karma, though, wins a big gunfight. He's going to challenge from the back and get cleaned up by Aqua, but a fantastic end to that blue hill from Envy, and that's brought themselves right back into this game.
Aqua taking down Formal, and they're going to shut out OpTic a little bit while longer, but no, Karma hits it, and he will take 2 of them down. It's a good opportunity for OpTic Gaming to break this now. They do clean up completely and push Envyus back out.
Oh, they get fortunate there, Bryce. I mean, Envy, they seemed like, hey, had all the momentum, right?
Yeah.
OpTic was starting to, you don't really know what their comms are like, but you can tell by the way they were playing. They're getting a little bit frantic, right? You can kind of feel it. Envy starting to make a comeback. Octane on a 4 streak at that moment in time. The score's starting to go a little bit in Envy's favor. And OpTic just kept flooding that blue hill one by one. And then you see, Karma picks up 2 with the barrel. And then OpTic gets a 4 down. And now everything back in their favor. But that started to get scary a little bit there. That doesn't happen. And Envy keeps trading those kills. And they keep riding that wave. They're hot. This would come down right to the wire, I think.
Yeah, I mean, right now I was looking at the score and sitting there going into this last hill, unless you have a lead of more than maybe 10 points, it's so hard to hold it cleanly, especially on this map. People can test.
It's almost impossible.
People can test all the time. I mean, there are other maps. You think about, maybe Retreat, where you can hold that last hill for a decent length of time. It's harder to contest. This map is not that story. You can get in there. You can just dip and dive around. Envy can't even do that at this point. They have to get in and hold it. It's game over.
No, yeah, this is going to go in OpTic's favor. This last hill, not going to make this much time up on it, Bryce. And Octane jumps in. He's going to pick up 1 in purple. Crim's going to be able to take him out. Kills just being exchanged in the hardpoint. OpTic's going to take hardpoint number 1 here against Envy. Not a shocker, but I think this one probably closer than what the score would say. I mean, it's going to probably finish, OpTic's looks like they have a chance to finish this with 250s. See Scum picking up 2, not able to finish off the 3rd, but, Envy, if they had a better first half, man, they were able to take advantage of, Scum underperforming there in the first half. They could have won this first hardpoint. That would have been huge in this series, right?
Yeah.
Because now you go into the second one, the S&D. Envy strength, probably their uplink. Their S&D. It's decent. It's pretty good. But, I mean, OpTic, their S&D's been, up and down in Advanced Warfare.
Up and down. They've been, I mean, everyone's
recently they've actually been quite bad. So it's something Envy could take advantage of.
And that's what people were talking about here. At the start of the game, remember how good OpTic were at uplink. They're almost unbeatable. And then it kind of almost just flipped straight on its head the last few months. Now, let's see whether or not, they've managed to kind of stabilize that a little bit.
I know they've worked on their S&D over the last month or so.
Yeah.
Sometimes you win so many matches and so many tournaments that you kind of just get stale. And you're like, yeah, we don't have to change anything, right?
Yeah.
We don't have to change any strats or whatnot.
This is what I was worried about with OpTic Gaming when this roster first formed. I always said that if they're too good, eventually they won't learn anything new because they won't have to.
Well,
and that
you don't
may
have to
get
try
them
anything new, right?
Yeah.
If you can just force your way to win S&Ds with the strats you have, there's no reason to try anything new. And then I think teams, they go back, they watch VOD, they do some research, they figure out what you guys like to do, and they've kind of adjusted over the last month to the way OpTic's playing S&D. We see, take a look at the stats from the first hardpoint real quick. Karma 32 and 34, the bottom of the squad, but there's only so many kills on the map, right? You can't, not everybody can drop 40. It's not a perfect world. JCap, 4 Envy, 34 and 30. Pretty good game out of him. 8 caps, 4 defends.
Really consistent from everyone across the board.
Both ARs on each team go even. Crim puts up a pretty good game. +1,
Crim was making
8 caps,
a lot of critical kills on rotations.
The big difference, though, is I would love to know Scump from the first half of the game to the second half, right? I had a really poor first half, finishes the game 35 and 34, so really picked it up in the second half of that one. This game's going to be close throughout. I mean, I don't think anyone kind of could have said this was going to be a blowout in OpTic Gaming's favor.
You certainly would have said that. For me, I'm quite looking to see how Envy develop. Right. I don't think this is the tournament they're going to really make any massive surprises, but I think they'll be a very solid team. I wouldn't be surprised to see them maybe go top 4.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's probably where I would put them.
That's probably where I would put Envy. They're definitely in the top 4. I think this series, especially for OpTic's, just kind of like a test, right? How dominant are you right now? I think they probably take this series, at least like if I was doing predictions and whatnot, they probably take this, 3-0 in a really close games or 3-1, maybe lose the S&D. That's probably the one I would say.
This is something we keep talking about, right? Everybody says to beat OpTic, you've got to take the S&Ds. Now, OpTic must be, you said they've been working on the Search and Destroy. They must be sitting there going, everyone wants to just beat us on the S&D so they can get further on and maybe grind out a respawn. We need to work on our S&D so much.
It's great to win the S&Ds, but S&D is only 2 games out of the 5 you need 3 to win, obviously. So you have to beat them in a respawn.
Yeah.
It's like, which one are you going to get? I think Envy, that first one, that was a good chance to beat them, right?
Yeah.
In the first half, you have a really close game. Scump's not really killing you that bad. The numbers that he's put up over the last few months have just been insane.
Like Karma cushion. And
right, Karma
goes
big in the first half,
half.
and then they kind of switch spots, right? Scump goes big in the second half. Karma, goes back to kind of playing that, I don't want to say support role, but not that main Slayer role. You're gonna see OpTic take that first hard point, 247, 204. Gonna jump right into S&D Detroit, Brycey. Got to get your thoughts. No, are you think Envy going to take this one? You think OpTic's going to take this one, force the chance of a 3-0?
I think a good chance to take it on this one. I mean, OpTic Gaming play the in my opinion, one of the best examples of a very close, tight trading S&D game. They don't rely too much on personal play. They're always pretty much a unit. It's hard to engage these guys in a 1v1 gunfight anytime they're playing Search and Destroy.
Sometimes they get a little bit too passive. You ever watch them and they just start to play really slow?
Yeah.
And you start to wonder, are you thinking too much? I feel like you can overthink.
I agree with you.
That you're trying
to
come up with some new strategies, and then at one point you're just trying to do stuff just for the sake of saying you're running some kind of strat, and it's going to be Envy starting off on the offensive end. Going to be on board.
That's a lot of information Octane has just seen. They will call that all out. 3 players from OpTic Gaming being aggressive here. Formal is going to get taken down.
That is
Scumpy
a risky
goes down
spot
as well.
for Formal to try and snipe out of. I mean, he's just going to stand in the middle of the street and jump up into the garage window. Is not a spot you're going to create an advantage for yourself off it, but Karma's going to make this interesting, picking up 2.
That was that information. Octane found out exactly everything that was happening. But Karma now, this will be a 1v4 if he can make it. Didn't manage to get JKF. If he had, that would have been huge. Has enough time, but it's very difficult on B. It's very tight, it's very twisty, and then come from so many directions. He's just a JKF. He's going to get taken down here, surely. How did he get away? Somehow still alive. He's going to eventually be taken down.
That was a little scary there towards the end. I mean, he picks up 2. Then they plant the bomb inside B. Octane misses a lot of shots. I mean, he tags him up, but that should be a fairly easy kill. I mean, the guy's got his back turned, jumping out the window. Should be able to finish him off. JCamp just comes from the mid stairs, able to pick up Karma. That's Envy winning the offensive round in round number 1. Pressure going to go back on OpTic Gaming. They go back on offense. What would you like to see them do here, Bryce?
Honestly, I would like to see him be a little bit more aggressive. Well, not more aggressive, because that defense was massively aggressive, but maybe more aggressive on the attack here. Actually use some of this firepower they do have and make a good entry into B. They usually do. They usually rely on Formal to make a pick, and he is so effective at it. Like I said, it's unusual for me to see them be that aggressive on the defense.
If you're Envy, just don't peek. And
that's exactly what they like doing.
JCap just laying in the middle of the street. He's going to get picked off by Formal. And if you're Envy, you have to realize that Formal's going to be using the sniper rifle on this map, or at least has the threat to. So just don't peek anything, and then he's pretty much useless. I mean, a lot of the teams agree, no overkill. He's going to have a pistol in his back pocket. It's basically useless at that point.
Yeah, I mean, OpTic Gaming is fairly standard these every single time. They do rely a lot on those first picks from Formal, but already kills going down everywhere here. Formal managed to get a kill, is now going to be a 1 versus 2. Octane has to take it down. He sees Formal. Formal hits him up so badly. He has to just run away. He's actually being chased down. Formal going after him there, refusing to let him get away, knowing how weak he actually was after taking a sniper rifle bullet. Octane, this is a very, very good position for him. He sees Karma, going to pick him up, but no, Formal will shut him down.
Yeah, Formal's going to be able to pick him up from behind with that pistol, so going to be a tie game here going in round number 3, but it's so dangerous, right? Formal, he's going to pick up a sub off a dead body, but if you're able to just kind of single him out with the sniper rifle, that was kind of the thing in Ghost. At the beginning, he kind of relied on his sniping to get by in S&D, and you were able to single him out, just push him off the break, throw some nades at him, see if Envy adjusts to that play during the course of the Search and Destroy.
Well, we're going to find out as we jump on board with Envyus for the attack this time, all tied up at 1-1. On board with Aqua, and is he going to peek very quickly? He's going to see Scum, he goes against him, 1v1, takes him down. Advantage to Envyus now, but there is a big flank coming in.
And the guys on OpTic have just run straight past.
The Formal's going down, surely.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a risky play, but Karma and Crim push straight through the A street, so they know that Envy is going to show no signs going over towards A, but does not matter. Karma left again in a 4v1 here on defense. He's going to be able to pick up one, but he's in a world of trouble. I mean, he's got a sub here over by Mid-Atlas.
38 seconds.
2 players set up in perfect position. This would be a miracle if he's able to clutch this.
He's going to go down. Looney will take him down this time. 2-1 to Envyus now. And these rounds, I mean, they're not actually close. Whoever wins it, it's usually, you know, very one-sided.
So they seem to be able to get the first blood on Scump the last 2 rounds. Yeah. And then they decide to just push straight through B. Because Formal's going to be back there with that sniper rifle. He misses that first shot, he's dead, essentially. Yep. I mean, look, we had to push into school with the sniper rifle. Not going to be able to do anything from that position. So I think Envy kind of figuring out something that they can take advantage of on OpTic's defense. It's going to be interesting to see. Maybe Formal switches over to the BAL on the next defensive side. But going on offense, it's going to be Formal with the sniper rifle in his hand. Going to be trying to get a pick now over at A, just relocating to the other side of the map. So last time went towards Mid-Atlas, able to get a pick over by the mid-street. Now trying to pick somebody off in mid-street over by A. So trying to open up this bomb site for OpTic.
See, this is the interesting thing, right? You said this before. OpTic do like to play this passive. If Envy don't peek, what they actually gain here, as I said, not only is Formal not able to do an awful lot, but Crim will get that first blood. Formal almost gets that one as well. That was very dangerous. But it actually burns time. It just makes it so OpTic Gaming don't have as many options.
Yeah, and then Envy only really has to kind of gamble on one side, right? I mean, as soon as they start to see action on one side of the map, they can just push it. All 3 or 4 members, however many they have alive at the time. But you see OpTic doing a nice job on offense. I love the way that they're spread out, even though Octane picking up a crazy kill right there on Karma. Fantastic spot. I liked how they were spread out, right? They're showing, you know, potentially we could go to A. You don't know if the bomb's over by Formal. You don't know if the bomb's by, you know, with Crim over at B, and Crim's going to pick up 1. They're on JCap. 2 kills this round for Crim. Scump, he's going to get dropped at the hands of Looney. Crim in a difficult spot, and that's where you talked about it, Bryce. They just ran out of time that round. Just took way too long to develop anything.
You have no options, and it's one of the biggest killers in S&D is when you burn that time, or the bomb's down and you have to go check, or you're miles away, or you go for a massive flank, the clock will ruin you more than the other team, simply because you can't check every corner. You can't go for a big rotate. You can't maybe do something clever. You can't push through. There are so many things you actually can't end up doing that the other team has an easier time of it.
I think the worst decision you can make, and especially in a game mode like S&D, is just kind of sitting around not making a decision at all, right? Because the longer you wait, you know the players alive are going to say, you know, what are we going to do? All right, we should go here. And then somebody throws out a different idea. You spend, you know, 10, 15 seconds discussing where you should go. And then by that time, you have 10 seconds left in the round. You're kind of screwed into an idea you really didn't have too much confidence in. And this round's getting underway pretty quick, Bryce. It's going to be Aqua in a 2-on-1.
This
now
will be the
a
ace
1v1. And Formal's right behind him. He tags him up. Is Formal going to chase? Looks like he is.
Formal will shut him down.
Yeah, smart play by Formal. Usually you say don't chase right there, but Aqua was playing for him to come out of side green, challenge him right away. Formal just selects to just keep challenging around through back trailer, able to pick him up. That was a pretty scary round for OpTic Gaming. And,
that really was.
You know, Aqua's had a great performance thus far in the S&D. I haven't really talked about it too much. 8-4 for Envy leading the charge.
Well, jumping back on that incredibly quick round, we're going to go back on board with OpTic Gaming. So let's go on board with. We watch Formal almost every single time off the start. Is he still running? No, he's switched to a battle. He has switched.
They should hit A pretty quick. Just jump up and go into green, and that's exactly what you're going to see happen. It's going to be Karma picking up first blood. Crim getting another kill on Octane. You see the 2 players left alive for Envy over in Hospital. Looney, there is no good position for him. He's going to pick up Crim and then dip out. So 2 players on OpTic, pretty spread out. And he's going to get punched right in his mouth, and that's going to be a round in OpTic's favor. But
that's what we were talking about. Being more aggressive for OpTic Gaming may end up working occasionally.
You knew it was gonna work.
You can't do it every single time, obviously, but in fairness, the way OpTic Gaming have been playing, they've actually been quite diverse in the strategies they've picked out so far.
I feel like S&D, it's really about, you know, at this point in Advanced Warfare, right, you know the spots people are going to play, and you kind of have to throw them off guard with, like, pacing of when you're going to make those plays. So, you know, you can hit A fast, you can hit A slow. You got to kind of have to catch them off guard, not, you know, catch Envy kind of with their pants down a little bit, you know, just not knowing when you're going to get pushed. And you see Looney, he's going to be able to take advantage of Crim right there, trying to push into Garage, able to get that first blood for Envy. He's going to jump out into Pit. Scump's going to be able to take him out. Karma's going to pick up another one. So it's going to be OpTic creating a 3v2 man advantage. But Aqua, he's been so good in this, Bryce. He gets behind enemy lines. Going to be able to pick up one, making it a 2v2.
few shots going down now, and they have managed to buddy up here. I wouldn't mind seeing a rotate to A would be a good opportunity. Just trying to take the dictate the tempo of this game and actually make the decision rather than react.
Yeah, it's going to be Octane on the bomb. See what Aqua decides to do. I would not be shocked if as soon as this bomb goes down, he tries to push through this back area. He's going to have Formal dead to rights, jumping out of windows. So around that, OpTic had the man advantage. Looks like Envy going to be able to make the comeback. Scump's got Octane right around the corner. Octane with a nice play to just hide, not challenge that gunfight. Caught Scump coming through the doorway, and that is a round that OpTic needs to put away in their favor.
Octane, I mean, the patience here to do this. And then hits him with the hook. Manages to take him down. I mean, Scum actually caught it correctly. He did put a bullet in him as he ran to the corner. But one hit kill.
Yeah, nothing he can do about that. Just a smart play from Octane. So OpTic on offense, down one around. See what they decide to do. If they decide to go back to that slow play style, I think you just go at A again. Clearly, Envy had no answer for it last time, and Envy this round just going to stack everybody over at B, which is quite interesting. They're going to just kind of gain information and then back all the way out.
Well, obviously, Formal's not sniping this time, and they're probably going to notice that they haven't seen him peek anywhere. So they might have the advantage of being able to get a bit of map control, because they're actually being quite passive with their own defense.
Well, I think they thought that OpTic was just going to push B right away, so that's why they kind of stacked it. Then as soon as they saw nobody over there in mid-street, they kind of went back to a normal setup. And you can understand the logic behind that, right? You know, OpTic wins a fast round over at A. Envy probably thinks, well, they're not going to go do the same thing 2 rounds in a row, right? They'll probably, you know, they know the pacing and the speed of the fast A push work. They'll probably try and do it at B. And Envy tried to call their bluff on it, which, you know, OpTic didn't fall into it. They're going to go back to a little bit of a slower play style, and they're going to get full control of the B bomb site. Nades flying in from Envy, but Crim should be able to get the bomb down here shortly. He's going to get tagged up by Octane, so now Envy knows the bomb over at B, and yeah, Aqua picking up a big kill right there on the flank.
Just managed to get around, and already the OpTic Gaming are being pushed. It's now 2 versus 3. Formal and Crim going up against Aqua, Looney, and Octane. Aqua still flanking here, still looking to pinch. It's now Formal all alone in a 1 versus 3, and he's in mid-street. This is the worst position you could be in if you've got to try and clutch it.
They've been in some odd positions, right?
Yeah.
It's a very odd position right there. Formal just trying to sneak behind enemy lines. He has to make a play in that situation, just trying to kind of get all the way to back trailer, maybe come from behind in the school, make something happen. But he's going to get taken out, and it's going to be Envy 1 round away from tying this series up at 1 game apiece.
It's a nightmare scenario. You're 1 versus 3, and because your teammate has just died. And where are you? You're in the place where you can see from more of the map than anywhere else, with no cover and no chance of escape.
And Aqua's just been unbelievable. You know, evening up the odds in rounds where they're down players, you know, with interesting flanks, and then obviously opening up these bomb sites with some first blood. So Aqua's been really the difference here in S&D. He's going to be sitting at 12 and 5. He's going to be playing inside hospital. It's going to be a fast A push here shortly. You would think he's going to just kind of jump out, try and force the issue at back trailer, but you see OpTic loading up on that side of the map now. It's going to be JCap with the bomb, trying to put some pressure on. You see Envy starting to move up towards this A site.
Looney getting in a position to punish anyone who pushes into green. Still no kills have gone down. 53 seconds left to go. This could genuinely be anyone's game.
I think I've actually seen Envy do this in the Pro League, right? So I think Looney's going to try and challenge this guy inside, then Aqua's going to push straight through the back. And here you see Aqua trying to push straight through. Looney actually died, so he did try to force that issue through that side door. So they're both those players, those are the two that you really needed to make the play for that strat to work. Yeah.
Octane now in a 1 versus 4. They're just going to push him. They're surely just going to push him. Yeah, 2 of them jumping at the same time. There was no way they were going to allow him to escape and potentially mess up their plan.
So
if Jacob got away clean, it may have been a different story. But
that strat relies all on Looney.
Yeah.
So Looney in that side green area, Bryce, he's got to pick up that first kill. Once he gets that first kill, there's the threat of him going back trailer, right?
Yeah.
And putting pressure on that area of the map.
The fire
so that player that's looking from the A bomb, that short alleyway, he has to rotate back towards that door. As soon as Looney picks up that kill, Aqua comes flying out of that door, catches that player from the side going back trailer, and then Envy has control of the whole A site. So right there, Looney's the key in that strat. He needs to pick up that first kill. He gets dropped. Aqua gets killed right away because that's such a hard gunfight to win. Coming out of hospital, trying to go straight through that mid-street, and OpTic going to win that round.
See, this is the distraction. They should plant this now. Crim's going to see nobody there, although the nades coming out should actually give his position away. Are Envyus going to potentially send someone back around, maybe back traders all the way around just to hook? They are. It looks like it's going to be JCap who's actually going to go around and just maybe cover them.
I'm surprised that Formal didn't get challenged by Aqua right there. He gets tagged up, and Aqua's just laying right outside of garage in that staircase. doesn't get the call out for a teammate, I guess, and doesn't go up to challenge him. I thought that would have been a pretty easy kill for Aqua to pick up.
Yeah, well, it looks like that may actually happen now. Formal, who's the man we're on board with, he is going to go down. Aqua has now taken him. That distraction will be gone. Scumpy's going to try and lock down and just take green. But their bomb carrier is all the way in hospital, so they're not going to plant anytime soon. And this is the time thing again. They have no options now. What are they going to do if they don't make these kills? If they haven't, Looney's just taking down Karma. They've got nowhere to go. They've got no options. Krim has to just launch himself out the door, and now Scump has no bomb, and he's 1 versus 3.
They give themselves no choice, right? There's no option to rotate or just kind of plant the bomb right away. They kind of just sit around. Nobody's going to pop out, pick up some kills.
Envy, if they're playing like a passive attack. Envy just going, all right, we'll just be passive as well. Then you're not going to get first blood. Obviously, you're not going to make a move.
A lot of just 1v1 challenges.
Yeah.
I mean, right there in the last 20, 30 seconds, they just kind of sit with the bomb in hospital. You know, Scump sits in green, and they don't make a move till 20 seconds. And then as soon as they start making a move, everybody on Envy just floods over, and Crim's never going to be able to plant the bomb like that. It's going to be Envy winning map number 2, Bryce, tying this one up at 1 game apiece.
I mean, if Krim wasn't in hospital, maybe it'd come elbow with them and put it down. Potentially they had a chance. But like you said, with the time that it tipped away, Krim literally had to jump out of the door, full exo boost, try to trade. After he'd done it, though, where was he going to go? He's still outnumbered. He had no teammates. They had no option to do anything.
No, yeah, just let the clock go for way too long. We actually take a look at the stats from that last game before we go into this comeback uplink. It's going to be Aqua. 13-6, Brian. Just absolutely went huge there for Envy. Looney with a fantastic game as well. 9-7. Then on the side for OpTic Gaming, no, Karma 7-8. Started off pretty good. No, keeping up with his good play from yesterday. Krim 7-9. Formal, no, I don't want to say struggle a little bit. I feel like, you know, his stats when he uses the sniper rifle, he's either going to get picks and his stats are going to be pretty good, or he's going to have games like that, 5-7. Wouldn't say that.
They really weren't peaking him that
right,
much. There was no one going anywhere he wanted
No.
to. I mean, OpTic Gaming tried something different.
Maybe
they
they fell in love with the sniper for like, because it was like really the first, you know, 3 or 4 rounds they had it. Maybe, you know, he had the bow and they started out, you know, pushing a little bit more. They would have been able to take an early advantage.
When they got that pick, it worked for them. It's what they played towards.
Right.
Obviously, their first defense, their very first round was a little bit weird for me. I mean, formal sniping, jumping up through that window. It's like, this is super aggressive.
Not the best spot. No,
he had no cover, and even if you know he had made a shot or hadn't instantly been taken down after that point, where does he go from there? Because they would have pushed him regardless.
Yeah, that's a very tough spot to kind of stay alive and fight out of, right? He's behind mid-Atlas trying to jump up.
Where do you go? You jump in the pit and put yourself in a position where you could be seen?
Even then, I mean, you have to kind of turn your back to that glass platform and run straight down. So really that one round, I don't think that was really the key to the game. I think
I'm just saying it was for me it was weird that
it was just it was an odd play.
Formal went mid.
It was an odd play right there.
It certainly was. Well, I believe we've been told that there's an update. It's 3-1 to Hyper Games over VWS Gaming. That's a game that's just gone on the Challenger stage as well. So, yeah, this next map coming up, Uplink here. How do you think this goes?
Well, you know, Envy's probably their strongest game mode is going to be Uplink. You know, in the Pro League at home, that's been their strongest game mode.
Yeah.
OpTic always been pretty good at Uplink, especially comeback. You'd expect, you know, we've seen like Scump really catch heat on this map. You'd expect to see, you know, Scump and Krim putting up some good numbers on this one. Then obviously we're going to see that hardpoint retreat. This is huge for Envy. I mean, OpTic, we know how good they are on hardpoint retreat. That's their bread and butter, so to speak. They're kind of, you know, one game mode.
Drop a 50
it's like, you're right. It's like their one game mode throughout Advanced Warfare. Like regardless of what's going on in other game modes, it's always going to be a fallback win for them. So kind of think all the pressures, even though it's odd, right? It's a 1-1. Like all the pressure's on Envy to win this one because you pretty much chalk up a loss in retreat unless they go huge, right?
You know, Formal's going to drop 50 kills pretty much regardless. He can play this 1v4 and probably still drop 50 kills.
I mean, he's unreal on that map. So you figure this is a must-win for Envy, and then they have a great chance of forcing a game 5, or you don't know. I mean, you could kind of throw OpTic for a loop, and they can kind of have no answer. Maybe they start to, don't want to say panic a little bit, but then able to steal that hardpoint on retreat. I don't think that's likely, though, and it's going to be OpTic getting the drone off the spawn. He's going to be able to pass it to a teammate, so it's going to be a quick dunk there from Envy. Fantastic start for them in the first 15 seconds. Unreal start for Team Envyus.
They were expecting a big fight for glass and drone control. And instead of Envyus, that's a strategy. That's a break they clearly practiced because they were ready to just overextend and rip it away.
Yeah, that's a planned play, kind of like how TR used to have on Detroit, where they would throw the drone straight down the middle of the street. They just send a guy through alley. That's a pre-scripted play to start off this uplink. fantastic preparation out of Envy, right? Like little things like that could potentially win you games. Looney trying to go for a 1-point throw. He's actually going to connect that one. I didn't think that was going to go in. I thought it was actually going to hit that sandbag and bounce back, but Looney able to connect with it. It's going to be Envy starting off really well here, you know, up 4-0 in the first 2 minutes, Bryce.
Yeah, this is a big start from them as well. Now they can actually lay back and play the fundamentals of playing this side. Looney looking for it as well. That's going to go in for another 1-point play. 5-0 now to Envyus. For me, if I was them, I'd try and put this to 10-0 as quickly as possible, get that time down. Because once you do that, it kind of limits up the game, and you can play holding glass then.
Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't you, right? I mean, if you have the opportunity to force that score limit, you definitely just keep pushing and taking advantage of it. It looks like OpTic right now reeling a little bit, you know, not prepared for what Envy was going to do at the start of the game, needed to really calm down because, you know, a team brings down a strat like that, they get a quick 2-point score, you start to, no, I want to say panic, but you know, everyone starts to ask, oh, what was that? And then by the time, you know, you kind of regain composure, you know, Envy's got 3 more points on the board, so it's going to be JCap going for a 1-point throw, banks it off the AC, not able to connect with it. It's actually going to bounce into the hands of Looney, who's able to put it home, so Envy getting pretty fortunate right there.
That kill?
Aqua just gets destroyed by Karma. I don't know how he stayed alive during that, and it's going to be OpTic going to get control of Glass and Jerome spawn for the first time this game.
It's finally slowed down enough that OpTic Gaming can kind of catch their breath and go, right, this is the strategy we need to put in here. Crim will now have drone control. They're now going to look for Crim's alone, though. He's going to go for the ball smash. Can he manage to put this one in? Has to go for one.
Play.
Sees the player underneath and makes sure he doesn't do anything silly. Don't want to throw away all that work by getting no score.
And they still have, you know, control of Glass, right?
Yeah.
They're still able to, you know, control this area, able to pick off some players and then try and push in for the Envy base again. And Drone's actually going to go in the hands of JCap, and he's just got a 1-on-1 battle at the OpTic base.
Interception?
Nope. Going to go for one. Going to knock it down. So it's going to be Envy up 7-1 here in the first half of comeback Uplink. Don't think anyone would have saw this one coming. I mean, Envy, like we said, one of the better Uplink teams in the game, but no, right off the bat, that fast play with, you know, I believe it was Octane passing it to Looney for that score. It's really kind of thrown OpTic for a loop right there. Karma with a fantastic interception, going pretty much as high as you can go to get that one. Now going to be bringing it over towards yellow with a chance to put in some points for OpTic Gaming.
Karma just sitting in yellow here. Not really got any support. This is going to be a 1-point play. Surely no, we'll be taken down. Aqua now has control. Running it back to green here. He has so many players with him. He's actually going to pass it off to make sure he doesn't go down. Ends up not making it. Will end up picking up again. Armor reset, dunk, and it goes home.
Yeah, you hardly see that on this map. Not a lot of people wrap the drone from that side, but Envy doing a nice job being accountable for how many players were alive on OpTic Gaming at the time. Able to put that one in for 2-point play, and it's going to be Octane trying to end the game with an AC throw. He's going to get cut down. Aqua going to pick up Scump. Now trying to work over towards this drone. Envy trying to put this one away in the first half.
Put it home.
With a score limit. You're going to see the drone's going to get picked up by Octane. Can he get this throw off? He's going to release it, and he's going to knock it down. So Envy setting a 3-minute and 53-second time on the clock. It's a great first half from Envy. Still a lot of time. Now OpTic going over to the good side. It's still a lot of time. No, by any stretch of the imagination.
The way it started out, this could have very easily been 2 or 3 minutes this half with just how quick Envy had played it. But 10-1, because of the change in sides, means that it can come back. OpTic Gaming are not out of this yet. 4 minutes is plenty of time.
No, let's go on with OpTic here to kick things off in the second half. Yeah. Bring out the mini-map. Let's see if they start to try and do anything interesting. And they have one player trying to just watch their flag, and that is not the start you wanted. All 4 members drop for OG. Octane has some struggles picking up the drone there, but he's going to be able to pass this one over to JCap, put that one in for 2. So, fantastic. You could not have asked for a better start here, Andy, right?
Still. They've still got control. There is going to be an overextend. Can they manage to get this one away? Looking for it. Not really got the support here, Octane. He's going to throw it in, letting his teammate pick that one up. It's going to be Looney. Looney's going to get it in it. Oh, he does get it.
Yeah, he gets it right in time. It means it's going to be Formal picking him up, but Looney putting that one in for 2. So OpTic now down 14-1. Can they make the comeback, Bryce? This would be an all-time comeback. I mean, they have only 3 minutes to go here. Karma's trying to put that one in for 2. 3 members of OpTic down. Formal, the last one alive. He's going to drop. You're going to see Octane. He's going to rotate that drone through green side. Tried to probably get that pass off. Was going to get it to Looney yet again, and Looney's going to clear players out of yellow. But OpTic going to get the drone, trying to bring it down. No, the glass side of the map, but I feel like they're just kind of rushing everything right now. They need to take their time, slay out, and then get drone control. Right now, just everyone just trying to make some, don't want to say hero plays, just a lot of 1v1 plays.
Well, this is the problem now for OpTic Gaming is Envyus, if they want to, and I suspect they will actually just play drone neutral. And by that, I mean they're going to defend drone when they go
That
for
gets
control, and
dangerous,
they can just slow this game down. You've got to remember, there's only 2 minutes 20 left to go. There's not a lot of time left. This started as a 4-minute half. So they don't have to be that aggressive. They can just play. They don't have to take a play off the map by holding the drone. They can really slow this down. Once it gets to about a minute and a half, they can start playing hole in the wall as well.
I think, to start, throwing the drone out right now would be a little bit too early. I think, that kind of puts yourself in a weird position if you're Envy, right? You're not going to try and run the score up. Let's say, for argument's sake, OpTic gets like a 4 down near the drone. That's going to get you spawn trapped right away. So I don't think you can kind of play for drone contention and then throw it out now. I think, like you said, though, a minute 30, a minute to go, you can start playing for those drone resets, and it's going to be OpTic with drone control, trying to bring this one on the overextension, trying to wrap this. It's going to be Karma with it in his hand. He's going to get stunned. Some players for OpTic to beat, and he's going to try and push this one in. He's going to get meleeed by Looney. JCap going to pick up a kill, and he's going to grab the drone. A minute 25 to go. Looks like he's just going to throw this one down glass side. They're going to go for these 15-second resets, Bryce, like you were talking about.
Yeah, they're going to just try and eke this one out every single second that goes past. It's just a little bit harder for OpTic, and Looney's going to hold it. Is he going to go for it here? He might do. He's going to get shot in the back. It's going to be up to JCap to try and take it. No, 2B's gone down. This is pretty much the impossible game here. Octane's going to have it, and there it goes, into the wall.
So it's going to give OpTic about 50 seconds here to make this comeback, which is going to be almost impossible, Bryce. I mean, they're going to have to
If they did it, it would be the greatest play in Call of Duty history. Let's put it that way.
And Envy's played out of their mind here on this map. Looney and Octane both coming alive. JCap with some big plays as well. And, looks like don't want to call something too early, but it's going to be Envy with a lead going into game 4.
Just really impressive from Envyus, actually. They played, first side really well, exactly how they should have played it. The fact they ended it early has been a big advantage for them, because OpTic Gaming have had to fight tooth and nail just to get any control. And then now, if this still had another minute left, you'd be saying, well, it could have happened, but sadly it hasn't, and Envyus have played it exactly the way they want to. They play the drone when they want to play the drone. They fight for contest in glass when they want to fight for contest in glass. OpTic Gaming and the team having to play catch up all the time.
And it really all started with that first play.
Yeah.
And when they come out and run that pre-scripted kind of play to start things off in the first half, the very first half of this uplink. After that, OpTic kind of had their backs against the walls. They were kind of scrambling a little bit. Didn't expect that to happen. And it's going to be Envy with a huge win here on comeback uplink, 15-4, showing their uplink dominance.
That was domination. I'm just calling it as it is. OpTic Gaming were actually on the back foot from the very, very beginning. At no point did OpTic Gaming look like they were going to come back.
You expect them to bounce back this next map, though?
Yes.
No, you could see them losing the uplink. I didn't think like that, right? Envy a fantastic uplink team, but OpTic, not many times we see them lose like that. This next one, though, going back to
money on a map 5.
Yeah, it's going to be a Hardpoint retreat. You kind of expect this is like their home turf, so to speak. And we'll take a look at the stats before we go to a quick commercial break. It's going to be Looney going 23-17 for Envy, Octane 25-15. There was some great games out of them, like we said. JCap putting up some big numbers as well. On the other side for OpTic, Scumpy and Crim. Crim goes even, Scump goes +3. Nothing too crazy out of them. Karma, -10. Formal going -2 players. Not playing at their peak right now. Yeah. You expect them to turn it around this next map, though.
Yeah, you would do as well. It's like I said, it was just domination. Now, I expected Envy to come out strong. I didn't expect OpTic to not look like they had a chance of winning.
Yeah, I mean, now it's a little bit rough. You didn't expect them to lose 15-4, but going into this next map, it's kind of their bread and butter.
This may be the revenge.
Yeah, this should be the revenge game, yeah.
Well, we're going to go to a very quick commercial break. Don't go in there. Join us for map number 4.
Wait, you're not on it? I'm on it.
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 Where are you at?
at Mr. X Merlo. Gamer style to me in 3 words would be casual, stylish, and cool. So my outfit today, I went with a blazer-like suit with the pants, and then I just threw a black t-shirt underneath it. Kind of went with something that's a little bit different for everybody else, a little bit more well-rounded. People should vote for me for the best dressed out of everybody here because I am. Maven, it's his first attempt at skinny jeans. I guess that's kind of cool, but otherwise, it makes a lot of sense. Just keep voting for me.
I think OpTic Gaming, as long as they can get their heads in the right place, should be fine. But never say never.
Envy comes out here off the start pricey, and they know in the first minute, 2 minutes, really put up some nice points on the board, give themselves a pretty good lead at the start. They can weather like a comeback from OpTic, right? You know, the first one, they can never gain the lead, and that's really what kind of hurt them in the end, right? They had a bad game from Scump. They started off a little bit slow. They were never able to actually get that lead and then really kind of punish them for it. And gonna kick things off here with Formal, with the ball at top, trying to put some shots down. It's gonna be Envy in the hill first. Scump gonna be able to pick up 2. Karma with a fantastic shot there on Looney. So the hill's gonna go in OpTic Gaming's favor now. Gonna see Karma on the hill laying down. So something they've changed over the last, I would say month or so watching OpTic Gaming is, in Hardpoint, seems that Crim gonna be running the AR a little bit more. Karma gonna be running the sub. Now you see Karma right there starting off with the bow. It'll be interesting to see what they decide to do. And I mean the secondary bow. Obviously, you're gonna see Formal running the AR all the time. But you've kind of seen Crim and Karma kind of change roles on and off. And now you see, I believe, Karma was running the AR and Crim the ASM1. So maybe they've kind of gone back to how they were playing, which could be a good thing, could be a bad thing. Because they looked great on BioLab.
They certainly did. Here we go. The rotation coming in. It's going to be OpTic Gaming in a slightly better position. Formal now waiting, just waiting. He knows exactly where that. Crim picks up a 2 piece as well. Formal picks him out of the air.
And it's going to be Formal rotating onto the hill for OG. They're going to need somebody to push out poolside. You see Scumps picking up some kills in lobby. Crim trying to push out that right-hand side of the map, but players going to start to converge on Formal here any second. He's going to be able to pick up one, has another one coming from the back stairs, spots that player, able to take out Aqua, so fantastic plays right there out of Formal. I mean, he dies. Envy's able to just flood in and take this hill, and OG is going to be spawning all the way out on poolside, but Formal really starting to heat up, and this is something you do not want to see if you're an Envious fan.
No, already 7-3. That's just a disgusting start there from Formal. Carrying on a 4 streak, trying to outgun Octane, is not going to be able to do it this time. It's going to be though 11-3. He was on a streak as well. Both of them now got shut down, but they do have a lead, and here comes the rotate.
Yeah, and you're going to see the guys on Envy rotating all the way down that right-hand side of the map. Karma's going to be able to pick up one on rotation. He's going to drop at the hands of Aqua, and you see OpTic spawning up in that back cave. At least one of their players does. Crim actually comes from behind, takes out Aqua, and now it's going to be Scump able to push this out from lobby. They should be able to control those spawns there in the back is OpTic, and you actually see one player from Envy spawn all the way in the back, so Envy gets that cave spawn. At least one of them now starting to spawn that back rock area. That is a fortunate spawn for Envy right there. That one player able to come from behind. OpTic could never have predicted that.
No, it certainly couldn't, but I think it's time to make a lot of fans very, very happy. It's time for an OpTic Gaming listen-in.
I got one back door.
One shot front, nice.
One-on-one. Yeah, he got me. Rock. Just hit it. They're all dead. Yeah. They're all dead. Weak. One's in the back. 2 back. I need a back door.
Boys, green desk. Nice.
Watch out back door.
On your left, rock. He's weaker rock.
He's pillar side. The guys, watch out in the back.
Watch out hill. Pillar. New hill.
Back pool.
Rotate.
One's pool. Yeah, one guy's still pool, dude. Just got yeah.
He's on top. He's circle stairs.
He's
circle stairs weak.
Two circle. Almost slice.
Another one bottom circle.
I'm going down. He's mid Looney.
Got one.
Mid Looney right now.
Yeah, he got me. And there's no bottom circle. He's outside towels.
Watch out in the hill, dude. Watch out hill.
Circle stairs.
One back left.
Circle stairs.
Back left weak. Jake house weak.
Got him.
Nice,
Another one in hill. In hill weak. Another one right there.
Last guy jumped above me. I'm coming here. He's watch out in the corner. I shot one more. Get time.
I was going to get like another minute.
I got a play. Two back left. 2 of them. I spawned down.
Another one. He's jumping up in hill. Dead.
I needed your front.
Back left.
I got that. Lobby.
Pushing out.
Yeah.
Circle stairs. Circle stairs. Cabana.
I got one more lobby. Lobby. Good hill, guys.
Two
Stay alive, Damon. 2 circle steps.
It's fine. One guy was weak. One's bottom tree. So you're on me?
I got.
He's still challenging.
cool.
He's right side.
Got me. I'm going to one's in old, guys.
He's pull up the tree.
You guys
I'm
got
pushing
good
the back steps. I'm pushing back
Okay,
steps.
tree. I'm
Wall,
set.
wall,
I'm
wall,
set.
dead, wall dead, wall dead.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. As you can hear, that fast and furious communication coming in from OpTic Gaming. They do seem to be, you know, quite hyped up for this, X.
They get fortunate though. You know, they leave lobby. They don't rotate early at all. They pretty much give up the first few points on that one. They're able to jump in and break it, and that's kind of the power and kind of the thing that they're blessed with as a team, right? That they don't have to rotate early. They can rely on their guns to be able to break hills open without rotating. The 5 to 10 seconds that you normally would. So it's going to be OpTic with a pretty commanding lead here, Bryce. You don't see anyone from Envy really getting near the hill. Players just trying to fly up one by one for Envy. JCap's going to pick up one on Formal. Aqua is actually going to jump in there with him over through poolside, and they're going to be able to pick up some time here, but only 10 seconds left on this hill. It's going to go back to that first hill in the middle here for that second rotation of Hardpoints, and it's going to be OpTic up 112 to 73.
It's kind of what I was expecting to see, if I'm perfectly honest. You know what I didn't expect to see is Formal slow down. You look at how many kills he got, and you remember the start he had as well. So it makes through the last few hills, he's actually been going quite seriously negative.
Yeah, but I mean, there are players on streaks, right? I mean, Scump, you see him sitting about even, and then next thing you know, he goes on a 6 streak. Then the next time he spawns up, it's a 3 streak. It's a 4 streak. It's not really, something kind of consistent game to game. It's 2 or 3 respawns per game where he's going to go on those long streaks. It's not going to be, short streaks. Like you see Hook, right? Like Hook, he'll get 2, then die. Hook can get 2, then die. He'll pull up like a 3 or 4 streak and then die. Like he kind of just mounts it the entire game. Scump and Formal, more explosive players you're going to see come in chunks.
Well, right now we are seeing OpTic Gaming increase their lead ever so slightly, 130 to 78. And both teams still fighting over mid Hardpoint. They're going to hit this rotate any second now. And it looks like OpTic Gaming are in the position to get it. And they're going to have the scrap time.
Yep, it's going to be Formal there first. He's going to push all the way up to that pool wall, and this could get dangerous for Envy. He's so good at this position, able to just look out over poolside, able to pick up players from range. Now, they're going to kind of give it up, which is odd. Like, you have at least one player pushing from Envy on that left-hand side. Now going to try and force these spawns on that far right-hand side of the map, right around that 5th hill bar area. It's going to be Envy having to flood through lobby, then try and make a play on this back turtle statue. And no, they're not going to get too close. There's actually going to be one player challenging Karma all the way from the back, and then that player's not even going to go towards the hill. He's actually going to try and double back around, try and spawn trap. Not going to work for him. Envy able to get control. Now, though, they're going to be able to pick up some kills. JCap and Octane, and they're going to control this turtle hill only for about 20 seconds, though. They're not going to get a big chunk of time on this, and you're going to see they're going to start to spawn up near that next hill, Bryce, but now they're going to like to rotate. I thought they were going to challenge at least one more time, but now they're going to give up that turtle statue hill. They're going to rotate towards lobby, and this is going to be a big hill for Envy.
Well, now jumping on board with Octane. Can they hold this only seen Formal trying to just do a little bit of damage to the team and just trying to claw their way back into this here, as Octane will pick up 2. If they can do a good amount of time on this hill, a hill that is not very easy to get a lot of time on, by the way, they may have an opportunity. For me, this game is starting to slide heavily landslided in OpTic's favor.
Yeah, and it's really going to come down to, I would say, the next hill for Envy. I mean, they should be able to get, anytime they get here is really bonus, right? You expect this to be a contest fest of a hill. That next one, that 4th hill, right before you go to that final one, if Envy can make it a 10 to 15 point game, Bryce, before going to that final hill, it's going to come right down to the wire.
Yeah, we should do, but let's find out how Envious are feeling being this far behind. It's time for a listen in.
In the rock.
2 at me from pool, 2 at me from pool, 2 at me from pool.
3 in it, 3 in it.
Stop there.
Top core. Top core weak, come on, forward. Let's go. Alright, we gotta rotate.
I don't think they're gonna fight down here.
They're
fighting dub, they're fighting dub. Do you have my white side?
3 backed up. 3 backed up, 2 one more top.
I'm watching my bottom. Yeah, I think he's
More
pushing me
top,
straight
more
on
top.
dub. Yeah, mid dub.
Mid dub.
I think he's coming
Back up, mid.
Another one.
Double stairs.
I got him.
Nice.
Nice healing.
Watch
Good
top
shit.
lobby, watch lobby.
Watch lobby.
I stunned it. I have him stunned.
Towels.
Top on you.
Top white.
Single steps, 2.
They're flooding single. Seth is there.
One more formal inside.
Dead.
Nice.
We're gonna be back single. I'm pushing it. So get the hill. Single stairs.
Dead.
Top circle.
One shot.
One's pinching us.
Karma's on the tree. Karma tree. Nice, one more.
He's flanking. Top.
Nothing dub.
Yes, one more. One more. Upstairs. Upstairs.
Oh, he's on me.
Bryce, you start to hear Envy, the communication picking up. They're going to be able to mount a little bit of a comeback into this game, but OpTic going to get control of the hill. Crim picking up 2 big kills. Scump pushing out those spawns. Nope. The Envy has to play for this garbage time. They're not going to be able to rotate. They're going to need a lot of help here at the end of this game to end it here. They're going to look like it's going to be forced to a game 5.
They needed a perfect break and a flawless hold, and I don't think they've got that. They can't even get in yet. And I think they're going to be shut down. In the end, OpTic Gaming probably just too good to let this one slip out of it. I was wrong. Formal did not drop a 50 this game.
No, yeah, you're pretty wrong there, Brycey, with that one.
Hey, that's usually a safe bet.
It's going to be OpTic Gaming forcing a game 5. No, Formal 35 and 35 misses out on your 50 bomb like you predicted.
Maven is somewhere crying in the crowd.
Scum's going to drop 40 though. Scum with a huge game. Karma doing some nice things around the hill. And for Envy, you had a very good game out of Aqua and Looney. You know, look at Looney, 41 and 37, 12 captures, 39 and 34 for Aqua, 13 captures. So both of the SMGs doing a great job pushing out those hills. Just not enough. Still a pretty close hard point though. OpTic Gaming gonna force a game 5 here against Team Envyus.
Yeah, in this classic matchup, could you ask for more? And to be honest with you, this is the interesting thing for me now, is you're sitting there going, who's actually going to win this?
You're right. I mean, you go into an S&D Solar. It's been a map that OpTic Gaming's been pretty good on.
Yeah.
But Envy is dangerous on this one because, you know, you have Aqua with the sniper rifle. He likes to sit in these odd spots. You know, sometimes you'll see him get in that high perch, you know, right by those canisters where you can go, like, kind of almost, like, out of the map kind of and just look over.
I know you're
going to see some different spots out of Aqua here in this game 5. Definitely think he's going to cause some problems for OpTic Gaming.
Yeah, for me, this all comes down to, you know, maybe one or two rounds where a team just takes the advantage and kind of punishes the other squad here. The great thing about Surge and Destroy for me is it can have that tiny element of counterplay and strategy. If you pick wrong, you could lose a round no matter how good your gun skill is.
And what I love about Solar S&D is you can pretty much go to any bomb site, right? There's lots of different things you can do. Like OpTic used to love like a mid push, like, right? You'd see them go over towards the B site, then cut down through the tunnels, and then come through the mid, try and go over to A. You've seen them time and time again try and push A to catwalk, try and pick off that player who pretty much always sits on cat or either pushes down the A street. And then you've seen them obviously, you know, push straight towards B. You can slow play at B. So a lot of different things you can do on Solar S&D. Excited for this one. Should be a good one.
Yeah, it's also quite rotation heavy. You do see teams tend to rotate a little bit, especially if they can't get into a bomb site straight away and then make a pick somewhere else. They will rotate. They're not afraid to. It's one of the maps that happens more on than some others because there are good ways to get around.
Yeah, you do. And I think for defense, what you really don't want to do is you don't want to get caught like playing too far back, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes we see teams push straight through B and they trap you in your own garage, and then you're kind of out of luck. There's nothing you can do at that point in time, right?
Go for the attack.
And then I think going A is, you know, a risk reward for the offense, right? Usually teams play, you know, one player over at A, 2 at B, 1 player up on top of that roof watching that mid area. If you're able to take that player out at A, you get full control of that right away. And you're able to play right away. He gets 1 kill, though, it ruins your entire round.
It does, because the glass is actually so dangerous from all the sightlines it actually cuts off, and one player coming behind you can just ruin your day. Or if they pump up through catwalk and maybe take a little shot through.
It's that catwalk. I mean, we saw this is going way back, COD Champs. Denial was able to beat them on Solar S&D because they knew that Crim was going to play catwalk. What Denial did was they singled him out, they pushed him a lot. They were able to pick him off and then just get control of the A site, and OpTic really didn't have an answer for it because at that moment in time, nobody was really kind of worrying about teams pushing over towards A.
Yeah.
Now, we see it more often after Champs, I think, so it's going to be interesting. A lot of different strategy you can go into this Game 5. It's going to be a good one.
My question is, I wonder how OpTic Gaming are going to play this. We actually saw, like I said, a very diverse kind of strategy changing from them in the last Search and Destroy. They kept changing it up, trying to find something that worked. I'm wondering whether or not they're going to go back to, you know, tried and tested, the vanilla strategies, as I call them, stuff that everybody kind of tries first of all. I mean, like I said, last game, they were actually really aggressive. They tried something really kind of different from their first defense. That's why I said it was so weird. They didn't. A lot of teams tend to just play safe, start vanilla, not worry about it, and then go from there. And then maybe like round 2 or 3, then they try something different to throw you off. OpTic went straight from the start and then fell back into vanilla.
I think you'll see some interesting things out of Envy. Like, I think you'll see the sniper rifle play out of Aqua.
Yeah.
I think you'll see some defensive rounds where they'll just push straight down the B street and they'll challenge straight up. Maybe they push, you know, 2 players out A and then they try and come on a flank or get across that top solar area and just kind of play a guy top mid. And we see Formal, he likes to play that, you know, bottom mid position in the mid, right? And look out the window with either the Ballard or the sniper rifle. So these teams know each other well enough that they should know these things, like tendencies about
which is
each
what I
other,
was talking about,
which will make
counterplay.
this one interesting. Yeah.
So this could be an you know what the greatest thing about this is? It could be a close game. It could be. It should be a close game.
Yeah.
But one or two things go the wrong way. It could be a blowout for either squad.
I think you see an extremely close game here in this game 5.
That's the most.
I think they exchange rounds until one team kind of figures out a real weakness and hole that they can just keep exploiting. And you see where we are at this moment in time, how we got to this moment in time. It was OpTic Gaming winning the first map 247-204. Envy taking the first S&D 6-4. Then the Uplink, the biggest shock of them all, Envy winning that one 15-4. OpTic Gaming winning the Hardpoint retreat. Not too much of a shocker, 220-150. Now finishes off here with this Solar S&D, Bryce. I think this one...
I'm sitting there and I'm trying to work out in my head which team is going to win this. And everything that I keep coming back to is that you can't call this one because of current form and because of counterplay. The players know themselves too well. It's too much of an even matchup in various areas.
I think this one goes 10-11 rounds.
Yeah,
I think
this can't be a blowout.
I don't think you see a blowout in this one.
It could be a blowout if something goes horribly wrong, but I don't see it. There's too much on the line. I think to begin with, we may see a little bit more passive play than we used to. The only reason for that is OpTic Gaming are going to be sitting there going, we did not win that last session to destroy. It was probably not the greatest, tentacles display from them. So they've now gone to a game 5 very early on in the tournament. You remember they come back off, a very hard run last big event they played at. So they go, that's going to be another. They go, we don't want to do that again. We don't have to put ourselves in a bad spot. They lose this. They go second in the group and could play, they could play FaZe if FaZe go top of the group. That's a horrible position to be in.
It's a bad spot to be in, but at the same time, if you're going to win this event, you're going to have to beat everybody.
Yeah.
Right? You're going to have to beat the top teams. It's like whether it's in the first round, whether it's in the final, whatnot, you're going to have to get by those teams that you expect to meet later in the tournament.
It's just kind of what's going through OpTic Gaming's mind.
Right.
Where are they? Envyus, for me, are still going to be fairly confident. I think they're going to be the more confident team going into this.
I don't know. I think OpTic probably feels at home in this map. I think this is one of their... I don't want to say it's one of their better S&Ds. I would say it's one of the ones that... It's like fortunate, right? That like Detroit, there aren't that many options you can do. Like this map gives them so many options. That a map like Detroit, you don't really have... you can play in the mid, but there's really nowhere to go. Like this map, you can do some interesting things in the middle of the map. It gives them those 3 lanes to really work with.
Well, we're about to find out. All the speculation will come to an end as we do jump into the game. On the attack, first of all, it will be OpTic Gaming. And we're going to jump on board to see what everyone's running. I'm going to see who is going to be aggressive here. It's Karma. Karma's gone straight up top glass.
Yeah, and you're seeing Envy do what I was kind of alluding to, just a fast B push here off the start, and it's going to be Looney picking up that first blood on Formal. Karma's going to return that, though, and you see OpTic not pushing over towards that B site, that they're going to have to rotate towards the middle of the map, which OpTic just took back. But look at this. One player sneaks by on Catwalk. That's going to be Aqua. He's going to take Crim out, planting the bomb.
That's so huge.
That is a huge kill, and I talked about in the pregame how sneaky Aqua can be on this map, coming up here in round number 1 with a huge kill.
Oh, Octane
Smart
not
play
taking
by
that
Octane
shot.
as well.
Gives him a massive advantage as well. He's now waiting. He's going to pick off Karma. Is he going to be challenged for the trade here? Scumpy is looking for it, not able to get it. But Octane's in a good position if Scump challenges 2 versus 1. I'd actually like to see his teammate come and reinforce him here. They know bomb's down. They know exactly where it is.
And I actually like the spot that Aqua's sitting in. He's in the middle of the map, able to just watch and see if Scump crosses.
He's going to see him now.
He's going to see him down low, and he's going to win that gun engagement. But what I really wanted to talk about was the play from Octane. I mean, we say he's a younger player. He's not like young, like Hugh, like 16. Yeah. But how many players, kind of just see that player and just shot him right away? Like I feel like a lot of players would have made that decision.
I would have unloaded, reloaded, and probably unloaded another clip just to make sure.
You would have shot, you would have missed, and then you would have gotten embarrassed. He just waits, and then just waits for that player to become an easy kill, lines it up, knocks it down. It's going to leave Scump there in the 2v1, not able to close it out. It's going to put Envy on the offensive side, up 1-0.
On board now, Looney. Aqua's going to get that first pick as well. Looney with the support. There's a big gunfight going on. Karma and Formal will get to as well. Now Karma coming forward, trying to chase down a few players, being very aggressive. He's going to get punished for it as well. Now 2 versus 2. Formal and Crim, Aqua and JCap. All engagements going down here. Aqua will pick up another one. That's JCap in a 1 versus 2.
I think Karma probably expected Crim and Formal to be there right away to back him up, but JCap, he sneaks around the back. He actually spots one. Now he's going to try and get all the way over to A. Not enough time. OpTic tying this one up at 1 round apiece, and I think you're going to see this for the remainder of the game. Just back and forth play, Bryce.
Yeah, it was a little bit of counterplay going on there. Fortunately, OpTic Gaming called it correctly and had enough bodies on B to deal with it.
Aqua 4-1 the first 2 rounds. You can see the way he's talking to his teammates right there. He is kind of, I don't want to say he's angry, Brycey, but he is like, hey, I am carrying my weight. You guys need to play this way so we can win.
Well, let's see whether or not that plays out as we jump on board with Formal on the sticks.
And they're going to push B again,
yeah.
Envy.
It's going to be a good thing as well. Looney will get that first blood. And now that's actually slowed down OpTic Gaming. OpTic Gaming have to reevaluate where they're going with this now. Numerically down. Have managed to get the even back here. Like I said, it wouldn't surprise me to see a rotate.
What
really
I love
wouldn't.
about this from Envy is that OpTic loses this round, right? And then Envy goes back on defense. OpTic's going to be really hesitant going over towards B. And they're going to end up just kind of sitting in the back waiting for that push on Envy. And Envy could, they could stack A, then rotate back. It buys them a lot of time, gives them a lot of opportunities on the next defensive round. So I like these first 2 defensive calls from Envy. JCap able to pick up Formal from the side. It's going to be Crim and Karma, the last 2 alive for OG.
Yeah, they kind of enacted that rotate I was talking about here, but Crim is in a 1 versus 3 now. It didn't work out as much. They tried to flank, and that didn't actually end up working as they got picked off twice in the same area. Now, can Crim get away? I mean, this is a nightmare. If he goes to plant, it's not going to go down. He can't win it. There's no way he can win. There's not unless they all 3 line up for him and lose their senses.
Nope. It's going to be a kill on
I was trying to assess his options, and then I
he had none.
Yeah, I was looking. I was like, he's got 30 seconds. There's nothing for him to do. He couldn't even. Although we could see it, there's no way he was going to take the risk and go back and plant.
So it's really interesting the way Envy plays that defensively because they stack B, then they see the rotation come from OpTic, and they don't
They stay B. They stay.
They stay B, and OpTic goes back to B. They don't really try and go plan A.
OpTic try to hit him in the flank or wait for them to rotate themselves, and they didn't. They just picked off the players who came towards them.
So it's going to be OpTic Gaming on defense. Looks like Envy going to spread out a little bit on offense. They may just try and play for a pick, try and catch OpTic being a little bit too over-aggressive. It's going to be Looney drawing first blood on Scump. You're going to see Envy starting to take mid-map control. Looney picking up his 2nd kill of the round. It's going to open up the A-bomb site. The players from OpTic trying to rotate through the back, trying to get some kind of presence over at the A-bomb site because Envy going to bring the bomb directly over there, have a good chance of putting this one down.
They're just all spread around here. They've got to make sure they're in a good position for the trade here. Jacob will pick it up. It's now Formal left in a 1 versus 3. Formal gets the first one. Has been seen. Bullets going down. Does manage to survive, though, and gets away. Still running away. Still desperately
trying to stay alive at this point. I mean,
he needs to get his health back.
Right, so he gets his health back. Now he's going to get tagged up yet again. Has to know that.
Yeah, which means he's got back off again. It means he can't play the way he wants to. He's having to react to a scenario where he doesn't have the advantage, doesn't have the numbers. When this bomb goes down, this will probably be good night. They're going to play this so defensively.
It's going to play 1 player by mid-cut, 1 player over up in Maps room. So see how Formal decides to play this. I think that first kill's got to come from the guy in Maps room. This kill going to be hard to pick up. This player actually jumps down, challenges, gets in the open. He's not able to finish off.
I think that may be it. I just don't see him having enough time.
I think he thinks one of them is down in the
he's
tunnel room. He gets one. Oh my! What in the Formal?
Oh my
goes
goodness.
Absolutely massive there for OG. That round could potentially have saved that series for them. They go down 3-1.
Oh my good God,
That is
Formal.
a tough one for Envy to give away. Formal showing why he's one of the best players in Call of Duty. You see he's not even hyped and not even phased. He's kind of more mad that they're in that situation to begin with.
Unless both players challenge him, Formal can't win this, and then both players just kind of moved at the same time.
Well, that first player had a great spot, like in that doorway by the tunnel. He was able to just peek on the bomb, and he just leaves that for no reason. So Formal able to go big right there for OG. And now that might be one that swings momentum in their favor. You see Envy getting pretty aggressive on defense. It's going to be Octane drawing that first blood. Crim's going to change that, though. Scump, he's going to drop as well. So it's going to be Crim and Formal left in a 2v3. Aqua so fast behind enemy lines. I think Formal knows there's a player behind him, just has no idea where. He's going to come up right behind Octane. Going to be able to pick him up. Going to force that 2v2.
Crim and Formal going up against Aqua and JCap. And now they're in a good position here, OpTic Gaming. If they can kind of consolidate and figure out a plan, still got enough time to make something happen. Do have to think about making a decision maybe in the next 15 seconds. Where are they going to go? Crim will have spotted JCap here. Surely he's going to call this one out. If he makes this shot, it's huge. It doesn't matter. Formal will get this. We're talking about trading with OpTic Gaming. They always have each other's back, and that may have been the difference.
So Crim and Formal turn this from a 3v2 into a 2-on-1, but I think Aqua's behind both
He
players.
did, he saw it, he's seen the rotation.
He knows exactly where both of them are, and this is a huge play. Aqua in position to win this round for Envy. He's going to pick up Formal, knows that Crim is probably on bomb. Crim's going to play for the kill here. Aqua's going to jump up. Just going to show some kind of presence. He's going to come from behind, and Aqua's able to clutch that 2v1, so Formal clutches one round, Aqua returns with a huge round.
He saw Crim first and saw Formal second when he checked it again. If he had missed that little bit of Call of Duty timing and not seen Crim go for the rotate or go to the bomb site, there's no way he would have done it.
Or if Formal just tries to dash into a spot where Aqua has to expose himself a little bit more, where Crim could have helped him out, maybe they're able to trade that kill. So one round, Formal goes big for OG. Next round, Aqua goes big for Envy. It's going to put Envy up 3-2 here in this Game 5 S&D.
On board with Looney. And he's going to try and push down, going to get a little bit of a flank going in here. Did he see Karma pick that door? I don't think he did. And now there's been cautious. There is a big push coming in from Aqua here. He should be able to see a player. He has. It's Crim he's seen. But it has been caught out. Shots now going down. Still, nobody died in this game. A lot of movement going on, though. Players are around. Looney will get first blood again in the Search and Destroy. Crimsic's going to get a kill and trade away. Crim with a 2-piece to bring this back to a 2 versus 2. It's going to be chased down by Aqua. Aqua will take him down. 1 versus 2 for Scumpy. Scumpy tags it up. Not able to do it. Picks up one, though. This could be a 1v2 for Scumpy. He's challenging him again. Gets it as well. Big play from Scumpy to shut him down.
And he knew Aqua was so weak. He had tagged up Aqua pretty bad. I believe Looney comes out, challenges him. Scub drops him lightning fast here, and then just comes right around the corner. He knew there was only 2 spots that Aqua could be in, right? He could have dipped down into the A site or set up catwalk. If Scum doesn't see him there, he jumps straight up on a cat and looks to his right, and he's probably able to pick him up because that's the only spot he could have played in.
Although that was like
individual
it was
plays,
a super fast engagement, and the reason that was super fast, like I said, nobody had died, and yet they were all moving around each other, all ready to just kind of explode. So many 2 pieces and clutch plays from all of the players. Eventually, it's Scumpy who picks up the 1 versus 2, and that actually brought him off. What was it? He was 2-5 before. Yeah,
he was. You don't want to say struggling, but things just not going in his way. It's going to be first blood by Scump. Crim answering with a kill of his own now. It's going to be OpTic forcing that 3v2. Let's see if they can close this out, though. I feel like the team with the man advantage the last 3 rounds has ended up losing the round. So it's going to be Scump getting bombed down for OG. JCap in a bad position. He's going to get tagged up. He's going to get challenged from his right. It's going to leave Octane alive in a 1v3.
And this is not the greatest position for to be in a 1v3 either. They're just going to push him down now. Nowhere to go, nowhere to dip to, and he will be shut down. OpTic Gaming go 4-3 up in the Search and Destroy. This is trading rounds every single time.
Which is what we expect.
Yeah.
You expected this to be traded rounds.
I didn't expect 2 clutches.
No, I didn't expect, the 2v1 from Aqua, the 3v1 from Formal, and then that 2v1 from Scump, like back to back to back.
Yeah.
Just a lot of momentum just traded between these teams the last few rounds. See what Envy decides to do on offense. I think OpTic Gaming, they're going to force over towards B. They should just stack this bomb site as, Envy, that's really the only thing they haven't thrown at them yet.
There we go. They're now going to push. A lot of tagging up, though. Formal will take them down. Scum gets another one as well. It has been traded away just a little bit. Still numerical advantage for OpTic Gaming. And if he can make this kill, it will be big. It brings it back to a 2 versus 2. No, he gets away. Realistically, they don't have bomb. They don't have the numbers. I think this is going to be a 5-3. Especially with the bullets going down. Octane now has to clutch a 1 versus 2. Picks off the first one, however. Oh, it doesn't matter. Traded away. Typical OpTic Gaming with the trade.
Yeah, they trade that one mid-map. That was a little bit scary. I thought we were going to see our 4th clutch in as many rounds, and it's going to be Karma finishing this one off. Knew Octane was weak, going to jump out, challenge him. So now OpTic has some rounds to work with. Be interesting to see what they do on offense. Maybe a fast B push to kind of counter what Envy's been doing. So I think that would probably be what I would say. I would say let's just fly at B. That's what I would do.
Well, let's find out what they're going to do here. And it does look like maybe a split and pick. And I think we actually just saw Formal with a sniper. No, we didn't. Ignore me. And Crimsic's now going for it here. There's actually a big push going down from Scump in the middle. He is alone. There will be no trades here if he makes the wrong step.
So it looks like they're going to be leaning over towards A because Scump has this great position. They're just trying to cause some distractions where Scump can just come behind enemy lines and make a play. It's going to be 2 kills in the kill feed in favor of Envy, but Scump now going to put the pressure on those 2 players at the A bomb site. He's in a perfect position to cut off these rotators, and he's going to get one. Looney, the last one alive here for Envy. He's going to be able to pick up Scump, so we're going to have a 1v1 Crim going up against Looney. And I mean, outside of Attached, is there any other player you wouldn't want to see in a 1v1 but Crim?
No, not really. I mean, this is coming down. This will actually be another clutch here. If he can make it, he's got it. Oh, no! Got the first bullet on Cryptic, but Cryptic shuts him down. And UpTic Gaming will win the search and destroy. What a tight game. 6-3.
What an amazing series.
6-3 does not explain how ridiculous this search and destroy actually was.
No, we saw some amazing individual plays from some of the world's best players. And OpTic Gaming able to squeak out a win there, brightly, but no, Envy looked like the Envy you expected when this roster came to be.
Yeah. And it's said so many times it could have gone different ways there. I mean, that was Looney almost had it. I'm convinced he got the first bullet on the Cryptics. Had a little bit of a better position, but that X-side move from Crypt, the jump, just threw his shot.
Crypt is so confident.
Yeah.
I mean, he comes out there and just challenges. I mean, Looney's in a better position, right? He just, gets outgunned right there by Crim at the end. And Crim finishes that one 9-6. Scump 9-7. Formal 8-6. All three of those guys go positive. Karma goes 5-8 with that big 1v1 kill there against Octane at the end.
Yeah.
Then on the other side, for Envy, Aqua started out hot, lost steam towards the end, still finishes 10-7. Can't say anything about his play. JCap 3-8 in that last one. Probably like to have some of those rounds back, but he had a fantastic series in the first 4 games. Can't really fault the guy. I know everyone has a bad game. Just kind of happens.
It's the nature of the game. I mean, for me, in talking about that search and destroy, just the amount of times it came down to a 1v1 was actually really, really high. I mean, it was all the rounds were close. There were very few. I think I can't even remember more than 2 rounds that it actually like a domino, like a sweep. It just didn't happen.
Both teams like trading like blows, right? Formal clutches that round. You kind of feel OpTic has that momentum. Then Aqua comes back, clutches the next round, and then Scump puts it back in OG's favor, clutching that 3rd round in that crazy 3-round sequence. Ends up giving OG the momentum that carries him to a victory.
Well, I'm sure our analysis panel is going to have a field day with that game. Lots to talk about, so over to you.
All right, guys, we all called OpTic Gaming, but we did not think it was going to Game 5. We said kind of in the preview that it could go to Game 5, but unexpected. Let's start off with game number 1, Hardpoint. OpTic Gaming retreat. They're known to dominate this map. No surprise that they were able to take it. Were you ever nervous for OpTic Gaming in that first game, though, Shane?
I think it was Biolab first, but
sorry, Bio.
OpTic, you've seen in many finals, they seem to play Biolab and retreat a lot, and 9 times out of 10, they win those maps all the time. We've played them a few times on it, and their maps are like SMG slaying power comes with formal back them up. They're nearly unbeatable. What I noticed at the end of the game too was that every OpTic player had about the same even kills deaths, like maybe 35 or 35. That shows that nobody's having a bad game. Everyone's like picking up each other's slack, and that's like just perfect scores all around.
Gunchu, we saw game 2 though. It was Envy bouncing back. What did you see from them in the search and destroy?
I was the Aqua show, to be honest. I think he dropped like 13 kills.
Kid's
and it was similar to when Zuma was playing, but previously. When he was making the aggressive plays with the subs, he was just opening the map up for his team. And on Detroit, that's what you need to do. You need to open up the map with your subs and just push it in on certain areas. And Aqua was doing that really well.
Did you feel like Envy kind of had better strategy in the search and destroys?
Yeah, they looked just, even on the last game now, I thought they were going to take it. And then just literally the last 3 rounds, OpTic just came away and blew them away. But in the Detroit, they kept their composure throughout, and Envy looked like the better team in the search and destroy.
Yeah, Mr. X touched up on it. He noticed that OpTic's attacks, they were leaving themselves with not much time to work. They're finding themselves in like 4v4 situations with like 25 seconds to go. So by that time, you've just got to hope your teammates make the kills without really knowing where they're going to come from. So they didn't really leave themselves much choice.
Pretty strong play throughout Detroit. You can see some of the highlights here. Looney, you see the 4 streak early on in the game, kind of setting the tone. And then it was Aqua in the second half of that one. But now let's talk about Uplink. I said going into it, you said Envy was going to win the search. I thought Envy was going to win the Uplink. Well, they won both. And this...
We're both right.
Not so close. Gunshi, what did you see from Envy? Why were they so strong? I mean, that opening was just incredible.
Yeah, the opening always helps. When you get off to a hot start, like, when you go like 8 for 1 off the rip, it's just crazy. I think they finished the first half, the good side, within 4 minutes, I believe. So you're always going to stand a good chance. And like I said previously, on this map, when you're on the bad side, you need to just like try and take as much time away from the people on the good side. So you just keep playing it for 15. And to be honest, Envy were even better than OpTic when they were playing on the bad side as well. So it was just such a convincing victory. And when you said Envy are really good at Uplink previously before the match, I didn't believe you. I was like, surely not. But yeah, and then they just completely destroyed him on that map.
Looney really stepped up too. He had quite a rough hard point. And as you can see, when you have your main SMG Slayer, 5 uplinks. He's gotten 13-7 at this point in the game. It just makes it 10 times easier for his whole team. And also Octane.
So strong.
That map's purely about AR control. And with him like keeping Formal out the game, it's just so much easier for people like JCap and Aqua just to get through the map.
I was really impressed with just the whole team chemistry of Uplink from that Envy squad. A lot of passes coming through. Very rarely do you see passes these days. It's, you know, get 3 down, keep 3 people slaying, and then the 4th one comes in for the dunk. You saw several passes and a lot of clears where it looked like they had designed strategies and they just made the call and executed against one of the toughest teams in Call of Duty right now, OpTic Gaming. That was really impressive to see. And at that point, Envy's up 2-1 in the best of 5, and everyone in this crowd went silent for a minute until that game 4. We saw another hard point, and really this is where OpTic shines.
They're known for being the best hardpoint team on the game, and honestly, anyone that beats them on hardpoint, I'd take my hat off to, because they just play it so perfectly. I mean, they have the right balance between being aggressive and playing defensive. They've got Scump in there who can just like go off at any point. In this game, he was really shining. And yeah, Crimsix was. We went to a listening and we hear Crimsix, and it shows how well he leads his team. His comms are so good in the game. So that's why they're so good at hardpoint. They mix it up between being aggressive and defensive. And I hear the commentary saying that like they don't even need to rotate for hills; they can just break them with pure slaying power. And it's so true.
That's what's got to be the most frustrating if you're Envy. You think you're playing everything right. You're leaving early. You're setting up, but your setups just don't hold. They're able to push their way through. I think Scump was a big part of that. You saw him early on. Just now, you see 5 captures, 19 and 13 in the first half. Great opening there. You look over at the Envy stats, though. Not really too negative. So I think that was one of the big things for me was Envy on land this weekend is showing that they can slay. They can keep up with OpTic Gaming. I would love to see how they'll face off against FaZe. And honestly, if they go toe-to-toe against Elevate, I think Envy is the stronger team despite having a tougher group to open things up. But let's close it out, guys. Final map, Game 5. I was nervous for OpTic coming into this one. Solar, you heard Mr. X talking about, is Aqua going to pull out the sniper? What's going to happen? Well,
this 1v2 here.
Aqua opens up, 4-1, but then Formal turns the tide here in round number 4. Looney and Octane left, and then Formal just shows off why he is considered the best BAL player in the game by many Call of Duty fans.
This 1v2 here, like when you lose a 1v2, you think, oh, we should have won that, we choked. But you see right here, they just generally got completely outclassed by Formal, which only a few players can do. That should be a situation which the majority of players shouldn't have been able to, because it's Formal, probably the best shot in the game. He did it pretty comfortably.
And then right after that, though, it was Aqua answering back. Round number 5, another 1v2 situation. This one's not as pretty. Formals, that was just straight laser beam shots. But Aqua, he is really making a name for himself as a top S&D player, and he's so sneaky. I think that's what's got to be most frustrating playing against Aqua. You see him here, gets out alive, waiting for Crim to push, and then really Crim up against the clock again. When OpTic's on the attack, they take their time, and it comes back to cost him here. Crim forced to go for the plant, and Aqua's able to clutch up. After that, though, you had Formal lighting it up. Then you had Aqua, and then it was Scump's turn.
Another one.
Round 6 going in. He's 1-5. Awful start to his search and destroy, and then from here he goes on a 4 streak. Scump really catches fire, and the team starts to pull away. And this is where I started to think, okay, things are going to get a little bit scary. You see Aqua getting the kill, Scump tagging him up. You had the challenge there from JCap, and you got to think JCap's got to get that kill.
You shouldn't have challenged it. I don't. He should have backed off. They both should have just backed off and then just literally played to trade the kill. What JCap did then, they were not prepared to trade the kill because Aqua was already weak from Scump putting shots into him. But what really won the S&D was the fact that Scump and Formal both clutched 2v1s, and that really set them up to win the game.
And the last round too, where there is no way in hell Crim should have made that kill against Looney, but Crim, he's called a bot for a reason, and he's absolutely pulled his pants down.
He's the Crim bot, man. It was a fantastic series here. The last one in our winners rounds. We still have 2 more losers matches to go. But for now, let's send it down to the 4. We got Mike with Mr. Karma.
Thanks very much, Chris. That's right, here with Karma. Karma coming off a close game there. Was that closer than you expected it to be?
Yeah, it was a little close. Obviously we'd like to go in and steamroll everyone, but it doesn't always happen. Biolab, they did a really good job at holding the blue hill, and I think that's what really kept the game close. But other than that, played really well. Detroit, S&D, we gave away a couple rounds. We weren't playing together the whole time, and I think that costed us a little bit. We lost 6-4 or 6-5, whatever it was. Come back Uplink. That hasn't been one of our stronger maps lately. We've been working on it, and unfortunately they came out, played it well. Fourth map, retreat Hardpoint. You know, after we lost comeback, I was just like, dude, there's no way they're winning this map. We're gonna steamroll them. And what do you know? We come out, beat them. I don't know. They had a lot of kills. It looked like they were outslaying us, but I don't know. Killhorn maybe. I have no idea. Last map, Solar S&D. You know, we just played with full confidence, and we came out and won, traded effectively, and we got the job done.
Is it difficult playing against that Envy side? Have they got quite a unique style?
I mean, I was just saying earlier that Envy, you know, they have like kind of 2 campers and 2 people who are really aggressive. It wasn't really difficult to play. We've played them before. I think we were 15-1 in map count on LAN versus them. That was with Nate and when I was on the team, so it wasn't really a struggle. They just came out, and I guess they played a little bit better.
Do you ever feel there's a little bit more pressure because it's Envious and there's such a long-standing history going back?
Not really, because like I said, we beat them multiple times before, so it wasn't really anything different. We knew what to expect. We kind of knew what they were going to do, so we just went out, played our game, played confidently, and like I said, we got the job done. Moving on to Sunday.
Who are you looking for to play on Sunday? Like, who would be the dream matchup for you?
Sunday, obviously, we'd like to play FaZe, get that revenge. I'm not sure if we will. You know, they have the random drawing coming up soon, so we'll see. We might play FaZe first. We might play them in the grand finals. Who knows? We could play anyone at this point.
What's the preparations tonight going to be?
Get some sleep and be ready for tomorrow. It's going to be a long day.
I like the new haircut, by the way.
Yeah, thank you. I had to get it. The hat wasn't working out. The hair was too long. It wasn't flowing. Everything just looked bad.
Ruining your vibe.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, well, this has been Calm with his new haircut. We're going to head back to the studio to Chris Puckett and the 2 analysts.
Thank you, Bearded One. Karma, fantastic haircut. He looks mean when he's got the short hair, and he was playing pretty vicious throughout this series. Overall, guys, thoughts, though, on OpTic Gaming. We said how strong FaZe was looking earlier. After watching this series, do you feel better or worse about OpTic's performance and chances of taking the title here this weekend?
I kind of expected them to lose comeback Uplink and the S&D too. For whatever reason, they used to be like extremely dominant on it. But I think the last few events I've seen them at, they've kind of struggled on that map, especially Karma.
Yeah.
He hasn't been putting up great numbers. Maybe he feels uncomfortable with the role he's playing. But basically, he needs to change up what he's doing to make OpTic as strong on that map as possible. But I think they'll be relatively strong throughout the tournament.
Yeah, I think OpTic, like, I don't think they're at their best at the minute, but I still think like they don't even need to be at their best to win these tournaments. It depends how hot FaZe come out when they play against them, if they do play against them. I'm just looking forward to that matchup.
It's kind of crazy to hear from Karma, you know, the history against Envy. They count the maps. Like, they say it's not a whole lot of pressure, but if you're keeping track, you know, it means something. Envy took OpTic Gaming to Game 5 in the first week of the MLG Pro League. They do it again here on LAN. Good performance from Envy all around. I do expect them to make it out of their groups, but the next matches we are going to watch are Epsilon versus Rise. The rematch from Friday night is going to be opening things up after the commercial, followed by TCM and Vitality to close out the evening. Don't go anywhere, guys. The Gfinity 100K continues when we return.
Check this out.
You wanna rub my boner?
it.
There's one. Oh, it's
no,
going to be
he's
close.
Snipe. Oh, he gets the second one. Clay, the MVP with the 2 snipes. All smiles, high fives coming from Attach. The birthday boy, able to pick it up.
Wow, and look at that, the accuracy there. And I mean, you know, in those close quarters.
They didn't really have full control. They were defending the flank over and over again. Another thing with doing it, eventually you will get overwhelmed in that position. The other thing will be able to eventually break it, get like maybe get a 2 meter touch. Oh my goodness! There's
Surely
the
not.
4-2.
Can he pick it up? He gets it.
Oh my
The entire team at TCM taken out in a matter of seconds. Attach, man, he is young, he is still developing as a player, but God, he is disgusting.
My name is Jack Dunlop, and I go by Courage in the gaming community. Gamer style for me really means you have to be comfortable, you have to be happy with how you look, and really you have to be confident. I'm more conservative, I let my personality speak for myself. Today I went with the Ryan Gosling look from Drive, one of my favorite movies. Maven and Matt were yelling at me to wear it, and I really think it came out pretty well. Got the matching shoes, and overall was easy to find, and I'm very happy with how it came out.
A lot of you know me as Proofy, but let's get the story of who I am and why I'm here. Growing up in Detroit, it wasn't the best city to live in. A lot of violence, a lot of crimes, and that's what really, brought me to you guys. This is how I got into gaming. This is where I am today, and the only reason why I'm here, would say because of my older brother. So in a way,